All right, this is the Sam Oxshire Jr. Show. In fact, the Sam Oxshire Jr. Racing Show is what we changed the name to, which I can't get used to saying. So anyway, forgive me all. But anyway, we have a great guest tonight. We've had him on before, and he's highly entertaining, and Jim Farley thinks so too. So I'm sorry. Bad subject, buddy. Okay. All right. Mr. John Clor. Welcome, buddy.
Hello. Hi, Sam. Thanks for inviting me back. After the last time I was out there, I got like over 12 views. I was so happy.
Hey, that's better than the 7 I usually get, you know.
Oh, geez. And I was going to give away all the electric car secrets tonight. That's too bad.
Yeah. Put them on the back burner. Before we get started, be sure and subscribe, like, and share. That's for YouTube. And if you'll be on one of my podcasts for Facebook, then it's views. Views are what counts on Facebook. Likes are great, but they don't really pay the bills. So anyway, views is what you need. And of course, you can still like it and you still whatever with it. But anyway, YouTube, subscribe. We're short on subscribers. So, I know it's on the 3rd floor of your thoughts, but anyway, we need all the help we can get, Otherwise, John charges a lot of money to be on here.
You're going to be sending me checks for months after this one.
We'll pay him dearly, like dearly is all he's going to get. So anyway, yeah. All right, John, what's new and exciting in the world of cars?
Well, I think 2026 has really come off with a bang. And I know you're having a hard time talking about the Sam Oxshire racing show. Just getting that racing word back in there. Well, right. After, and I know exactly how you're feeling, because after 10 years of being changed to the Ford Performance team, where I did FordPerformance.com content, and I did a program called Club Connect. Actually, it was called Ford Performance Club Connect.com. Ran that for those 10 years. Come 2026, the New Year's party, all the little hats, you blew the little horns, and all of a sudden, we're not Ford Performance anymore. They changed their name, Sam. Now we're back to, ready for this? Ford Racing.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, that logo they made, did they pay the 5th grader to make that much money or what?
Listen, there was a guy that charged, he was the same guy that did the Cracker Barrel logo.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah,
he made a lot of money. Yeah. No.
That
logo wasn't well received, Sam. I don't know if it's the block lettering.
I think maybe we have the same deal on this Ford Racing logo. It looks a little like cheap. So, hey, I shouldn't say that, but I will.
It probably cost thousands. I don't know.
I bet it did. No doubt about that. They paid a lot dearly for that stupid thing.
There's a lot of feedback we got. At least I got.
Yeah.
John, why did the logo change? The red racing logo, that the racing was going that way, and it looked like it was moving. It was all American. I had it on 800 shirts I could have worn, because before we were Ford Performance, we were Ford Racing.
Yeah, right.
So I had all that apparel, and now they said I can't use any of it because it's the wrong logo. Oh God.
They're going to replace all of it. Yeah.
So we got a lot of flack. People said it's too simplistic and it's the block lettering. And I think, I don't know, it was a tough change for a lot of us who were born and raised on Ford Racing, or the old Ford Motorsports logos with the logo was moving. It was fast. A lot of people like the red, white, and blue, Sam. And now it's just that blue Ford Racing and that very, I don't know what the actual, I don't know what the font is.
Yeah, it's out there, for some.
Well, I'm not a font person.
Some 5th grader will actually come up with that one.
No, I heard about some singer named Ariana Grande, and I thought that was a font. See, I didn't know about fonts.
Yeah, you got to keep up with this stuff.
I know. Well, they told me about HTML, and I thought that's how to meet ladies. I didn't know what that meant. I don't know these new, But the
That's
Ford
on your
Racing
dating
logo is the Ford Racing logo is not well received, and for me, it's it is what it is. Sam, what are you
Yeah,
going to do? You know,
nothing I can do about it. I can just try and not use it on my show.
no, Sam, you've been through this before on your race cars when you put logos, and it's a big deal. It's a huge cost to the company to
Yeah,
change a name or a logo. You can
right.
ask Mullally when we changed the Taurus to the Ford 500. He was real big fan of that.
Well, we we can only do so much as the peons are.
Well, I think okay. So the worst part for me personally, all right, I'll have to go buy a new shirt. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be with Ford Racing. They have a new direction. We'll talk about that tonight.
Yeah,
But I can tell you this. Then when they changed it from FordPerformance.com to FordRacing.com, Sam, they use that same font for headline taglines. It's almost impossible to read, and it gives you like 3 words to write a headline for a story. It's
yeah,
extremely difficult. It's hard on the eyes, and I think if I develop early cataracts, I'm going to sue.
yeah. Right. You're going to win that suit. I'm telling you right now.
Well, it's ageism, right?
Right.
No, it's tough on the eyes. So for those people who have written in, I have no control over the fonts the company uses for their website. So it is difficult, but
Yeah.
bear with us, because the one thing I've known about Ford after my 30 years is if you don't like something, it's going to change.
Right. Just sit around and wait. It'll change, and no doubt.
Or Sam, worse, if you do like something, it's going to change.
Right. Exactly. It's gone.
Yeah. So yeah, we're now Ford Racing, and we're now FordRacing.com. We used to have a website that had an enthusiast section where it was all about enthusiasts of Ford vehicles, whether it be a Mustang, which is the only car we have left, or it was a Fairlane or Galaxy or Torino. We had everything on there. And when they redesigned it, they didn't have an enthusiast section anymore. They're more focused on the motorsports now. They do have a section. You ready for this? It's called articles.
Articles. Okay.
Yeah. So there's nothing that stirs the soul more of a Gen Xer than the word library or article.
That's true.
That's
true.
It's a catchy. Yeah. So that's where we are now. And the enthusiast focus is not the focus. Bill Ford's son, Will Ford Jr., is now taking charge under the leadership of Mark Rushbrook, but it's all focused on motorsports and not the enthusiast stuff, which we did for the last 15 or 20 years. Yeah, I don't know what that's going to all mean for us. They want us to focus on the motorsports and participate in motorsports and go to the races rather than, worry about buying a car and getting Cobra wheels for your Mustang. I don't.
Yeah, right. Do you feel the rug coming over your head?
Yeah, I felt that for years.
All right.
Here's the deal. So, Sam, you know this because you worked with Ford when you were racing for them, and you know how when the guys came in with the suits.
So
I don't know if anybody out there saw the movie, Office Space, where they had the meeting with the guy that wouldn't show up at work. He got sick at work, and they had the meeting of the Bobs, and the 2 consultants would say, "So, what is it you'd say you do around here?" You'd think after you're around 20, 30 years and you try to make a name for yourself within the community that someone would know what you. So I was constantly trying to reinvent myself, telling people what I did, what the Club Connect program is all about.
Right.
Why do we care about clubs? Why do we want to connect with others? There's a million of them. Why would we want to steer them to FordRacing.com? So I had to explain all that. And the worst part of it, the one part that kind of broke my heart, is that when we're done, they go, "Yeah, well, okay." So yeah, I don't know what that all means. But
I think I've heard that one before.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll take that back and we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of torn. I understand the idea of motorsports driving the bus. Now we're in Formula One. Now we're putting new money on the off-road stuff. There's a lot of money going towards Bronco with King of the Hammers and all the off-roading. They do programs for your off-road. So it's Bronco and Mustang, and it's experiences with the customers. It's not about, kids or old guys with old cars that go to places like the Carlisle.
they're going to need those kids to buy these Mustangs. They need to have. Well, they claim they do have a cheap version of the Mustang. I don't know. Maybe they do. But
Does it have roll-up windows?
yeah, I don't think it has that.
No
we're
AC.
not into that. We're not into that, and no AC.
Yeah.
No, we're not into that either. But you got to do something to get these people. And I mean, they buy those Camaros. Of course, the Camaro's a couple of years old now.
Yeah, and now it's going away. It's
Yeah,
it's going away.
It's going away, but it's really not going away. I don't know what it is. It's,
Depends on who you talk to.
yeah, a fender here or there.
Well, we've talked about this before, Sam. I know we talk about it when I see you at Carlisle, but the whole affordability thing is going to be a big issue as we go forward into this year. And if the Chinese get into Canada with a cheap $20,000 car and they bring it across the Gordie Howe Bridge into Detroit and try selling it here, it could change. I mean, people just want a car. They don't need a $70,000 computer.
Yeah.
They want a car. And for Ford, it's just weird because, I think about old Henry doing backflips right now in his grave over in Dearborn.
God, yes, he is.
Thinking about Ford Motor Company was the company for every man. It used to be, you only had to be a millionaire to buy a car. Well, that's what it's becoming again. Now we don't have car. We're a niche marketer, a niche manufacturer. We're not in every segment anymore. We don't have cars. We have a truck and an SUV and a Mustang. That's it. And I don't think that's what Ford stood for. For all these years, it was the brand for every man, that we'll have a car for you that'll be of highest quality and it will be affordable. And neither one of those are happening. So
I did go by a GM dealer the other day, and on the truck, it had, believe it or not, it had payments as low as $900. I'm going like, oh my God. I said, you actually advertise that?
Well, it's 40% increase in the last 5 years. And you're wondering why people are still hanging on to their 10-year-old car.
Yeah.
And pretty soon, and people are patting them. So, I don't have to pay $80,000. I still drive my 03 truck. But the problem with that is, Sam, and this being a racer, sooner or later, they're not going to make the parts anymore.
Oh, they've already started that. We bought a 2010 Ford Edge brand new. We still got it. It doesn't have a ton of miles, but there's pieces and parts no longer available, and you go like, well, that was convenient.
And then people, John, what are you worried about? You'll go on, you buy it. You ever buy a Chinese part off Amazon that's like half or quarter of the price of an OEM part? I made the mistake. I was fixing my son's girlfriend's car. She had some kind of old Buick, and when she went to roll the window down, the glass door, and I said, well, that's a door regulator. And my son said, well, I can get the GM part for $90, or they got one here on Amazon, Dad, for $22.
Some of those are not very good, though.
So we bought it, we put it in, and 2 weeks later, he goes, hey, Dad, can you help me take the door part again? The new one broke.
Yeah, right. Oh my God!
So, the OEM part. But I'm not here. I'm just for mechanics all over the country about parts are just that they're junk. Brand new parts are not meeting spec. I don't know what's happened to the quality control. And these are brand name Duralast and all the stuff you see at the at the auto parts stores, O'Reilly's and Advanced Auto. They're just not high quality parts anymore, and it's sad. It's hard to fix up your own car.
It's crazy. These I feel sorry for these GM dealers with those engine problems. 6.2. Oh my God, that's incredible that they could have all these stupid issues with an engine. Basically, it's not exactly like they used to make, but it's not far from it, and yet these things are blowing up right and left. I mean, that's
and now Kia and Hyundai have their engine problems, and they can't warrant them, and they're saying, oh, you didn't get the oil changed enough, and the engines are starting on fire or wearing. It's nothing we didn't have to worry about when we were buying our cars in our early 20s or 30s. If you took care of your car, you could it'll last forever until the rust gets to it.
Now it's like what is that noise? Hold on a second.
Oh, they're wishing you happy birthday.
Don't worry about it. Yeah, right. It'll go away. It's underneath a piece of paper. Okay, let's get rid of it.
Oh well.
Oh well. It's one of those you can't cut off, you know. So
It's a
anyway.
Christmas. It's one of those Christmas or birthday cards announcing itself. That's right.
Why did I even try and do that? So put it over here.
Look, Sam, it's your show. That's why you.
I think
I'm just adding racing to it from now on.
I thought Jim Farley was calling or something. I didn't know. I couldn't cut him off.
Uh-oh. Yeah, he's telling me where to pick up my last check.
Yeah, right. On the second floor, pick it up there.
Yeah, which reminds me, Sam, have you heard that we've moved our headquarters to a brand new spaceship across from the old proving grounds, and the old glass is going to get torn down?
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Come in the spring, it's going to turn it into a sunflower patch.
They're going to
the glass house
for that crap.
The iconic. I mean, where every cool Ford named up since the Deuce came in. A lot of people are having a hard time.
What are they going to do with it?
Well, they didn't want. They said it would be. It's not functional. It looks like a parochial school. I don't know what the problem with that is. I graduated from there.
Right.
That's why I can still. One of the few people can still spell.
Yeah, right.
So
they don't do that.
They wanted to attract the Google crowd.
Yeah.
It wasn't just hip enough, with the tile walls and the escalators that you can't get parts for anymore.
I was Etzel Ford. Does he still come in there, or what does he do? What does Etzel Ford do?
Well, Etzel, in fact, if you guys want to check out his recent interview, I just had him on the Mustang Owners Podcast on YouTube.
Where's my
just a couple. Yeah, the interview's on YouTube right now. You go to the Mustang Owners Podcast, click on the Etzel Ford, and he has left the company. He and his son Henry III, are now outside of the Ford company. They're doing the philanthropic work for the board, all the charity work. They're looking now. Etzel just, he came back for the Spirit of Ford Racing Award. He's still in everybody's minds, Sam. He's the patriarch of Ford racing.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, ever since he went to Le Mans with his dad, it's been Etzel Ford. But he's still around.
He's at Daytona,
Yeah. So he loves Ford racing, but he's not a function at the company. And his son, Henry III, was my boss at Ford Performance back in 2015. What a cool guy he was. Boy, talk about a Ford family member that really gets it. I was hoping he would be CEO by now.
I didn't know. He's Henry Ford III?
Yep. Boy, he's Etzel's boy.
He signed the dashboard on my 69 Mustang.
That's how cool he is.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Yeah, and in fact, I've got an interview with Henry Ford III on the Mustang Owners Podcast on YouTube. So those guys, to me, represent the real values of Ford Motor Company. The values. Right now, we've been through phases where we heard Ford wanted to be like Tesla. Why can't we be like Tesla? They don't even need marketing.
Yeah.
And then we don't be like that. We wanted to be like, oh, hey, I got an idea. Let's be like Porsche. They don't sell a lot of cars. They just kill a couple of cars and they make a fortune. Well, now that Porsche is tanked, hey, let's be like BYD, the Chinese company. They make billions of cars. They're going to be number one. Yeah, but they're all starting on fire over in China.
Wouldn't you like to be a fly on the wall in the office there sometimes?
Well, I'd be bad. I'd be the only fly that could talk. I'd yell out, just be Ford. You don't need to be anybody else.
Exactly.
Just be Ford.
Oh, I can imagine. Oh,
yeah, it's tough for us purists.
Yeah,
but I'm the liaison still with the Enthusiast. So, boy, Sam, do I hear it?
Oh, I bet. I know you do. You're the beaten boy there. We're gonna beat your ass.
Well, it's like I think
the closest thing, buddy.
Remember when I was doing Club Connect and Elena Ford had killed the Mercury brand? It was the week before they were supposed to speak at the Mercury convention.
Oh,
so I get the call from Ford division. Hey, Clor, you got to go speak at the convention. I go, what convention? The IMOA, the International Mercury Owners Association. It's in Indianapolis somewhere, and 500 people at a holiday. I go, what? Why? Well, you're the club guy, right? Go speak. So you know what I said? I got up there and said, they go, now John Clor from Ford. And you heard this. And they go, ladies and gentlemen, I had nothing to do with it.
There you go. That was a good one right there.
Well, that's all I could say. I mean, my brother came.
You thought of that one quick.
Yeah. And I talked about my family. My dad was a Detroit cop, and all he drove was Chevys and Plymouth. So when he got home, the last thing he wanted to do was drive a Chevy or a Plymouth. So we bought Fords. And then when he became a sergeant, we bought Mercuries. Then we retired. We got Lincoln.
Yeah, right.
I said, Ford, don't be mad that they killed Mercury. I said, listen, now what Ford has done is they've eliminated the middleman. Now you can go right to Lincoln.
Right. You don't need to step on that car again. You just go right there, Yeah.
Yeah, that didn't go over well.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
At least they didn't throw tomatoes, because these white shirts, they stain.
Yeah, they stain real easy, Of course, you don't need them anymore anyway.
But Sam, isn't it weird how us marketing guys that are in the enthusiast community think we all of us could run the company, and we don't think our voices are being heard. That's the hardest part. We try to be vocal about it, but you want to keep your job.
Well, you got another voice to it with your deal. I know who it is. I'm not going to say.
Yeah, I know. But we still celebrate this brand. We still love it. Whether or not I'm still with the company, I'm going to be at Carlisle. If we just pitched in the podcast, I wish I could be on the Sam Oxford Jr. Racing show at Carlisle. We got to talk to Kenneth.
I can bring the stuff, and we'll do it right there. I know you got your own, but
no, I gotta hire a guy.
Oh, you got to hire. Well,
I'll hire you. I'll
tell
you stuff, and I'll buy you one of those $7 lemonades.
Hey, there you go. Geez, I'll last all day with a $7 lemonade.
No, the sugar will keep you going. They put real cane sugar in those things.
I don't know if Ken will let me in there. Really.
Well, but we should talk about that. I just, you bring so much. I will. These two old guys want to get into Carlisle and talk about old cars.
Right.
Well, what's on the show field other than the 2300 Mustangs?
Yeah.
The other 50.
We need another Mustang in there.
The other 1,500 cars are, everything else.
I want to see when I can't see at the Ford dealers what I want to see.
Yeah. Well, that's an issue. That is an issue. A lot of the clubs are. What's happening as the older guys pass on, or they get lazy. They got bias ply tires. They got points and condenser. The battery's dead, and they go, I'll just take my new Mustang to the car show. Right. I don't want to see a bunch of new Mustangs. I can see that at the Ford dealership.
Yeah, exactly.
Bring your old Mustang if you've got one. And it's a pain to take care of it because they need maintenance. But that's why I go to car shows.
That's right. We'll just plan on doing that, and we'll be there. All they can do is throw me up,
until
they have no problem doing, but I'll be there.
They don't make parts for us old guys.
Oh no, we got no parts.
So we'll celebrate. I know it's the Broncos having a big deal going on there. They're gonna pull out all the stops for the Bronco, and they always they do a great job celebrating all the different anniversaries. And I really think I want to do. I got my Mustang. Everybody's got a Mustang story, so I want to bring that to bear on. And everybody does, Sam.
And maybe that lady will come back with her Cleveland.
No, the 351. Where's
that poor lady? I swear, I felt sorry for her.
So since we've talked about that, I had just recently on Jim Smart, longtime Ford author and columnist and writer for many, many years. And he's like the engine expert, and he gets mad at me all the time. He said, Clor, you got to stop all these myths. Like the 351 is not a big block. And I'm not talking the Windsor. I'm talking the Cleveland is not a big block. That's the 400M. That doesn't stand for modified. Who's doing this out there? I don't know. He goes, well, big block, that if Ford didn't call them big block, they're FEs. Or
I'm okay there. I mean, I'm a big time camera SOHC guy, you
Oh
know.
yeah, those and
I
there's
love that. And
and you know, if I have to, I'll break into the FE reunion. I'll pay
yeah,
the money to get in there. What
there
a
you go.
phenomenal show that is.
Well, yeah, it's a hell of a show, you know.
Oh, the cars and Sam, they're still super fast.
Yeah, definitely, you know. In fact, I partnered up. I think we're partnered up together to actually do a deal with an SHOC
Oh,
in this coming year, and we'll see how that actually goes. If we can find enough parts, pieces, and all that crap, and it takes a lot of finding. But anyway, yeah, maybe we can do that. Be a fun thing on
well, you
podcast.
just follow everybody on YouTube because apparently, Sam, you and I don't know this, but there are 80 million barns. Is every time I go on YouTube, there's 50 barn find shows.
Yeah,
So
I don't
the
know.
picture,
A barn
where,
find, is there more?
yeah.
There are less barns there is finds,
How
or
can they? Yeah, everything's turned into a development
I'm like, what the hell?
suburbs.
You know, right?
Where are these barns?
Yeah,
And they're full of parts, and they're full of old Mustangs and Fords,
and they all
and
got they all got the right VIN number on them too. You know,
yeah, and then they what I love is they'll say the car hasn't been started in 40 years.
yeah,
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start it up and I'm going to drive it 700 miles home.
that's right.
Shocking thing is,
So true.
well, Derek Bieri of Vice Grip
Yeah.
Garage originated that, and now
Right.
there are 800 copycats. You know, Sam, be careful. There could be Sam Oxford Jr. Racing Show copycats now.
Yeah, yeah, I'm sure there ain't nobody copying this thing.
Well, they can't copy you. You're an original. You're a legend.
Yeah,
So,
like,
yeah, that I when I hang around with you, or one time I was at Carlisle and Joniak told me all about you, and I said, and then I said, I told Al Joniak, I said, wait a minute, Sam Oxford Jr. told me all about you. You guys got to get your story straight. I know 1969 was a long time ago.
No way.
You're
No,
my hero, though.
I didn't
So when are you
change
gonna
when are you gonna
put a
either?
when are you gonna put a coyote in your next Pinto?
Hey, you know, I've been looking for one just to piddle with, you know, and I had I thought this week Brian Wolf was going to be, you know, on here and with Chris. Yeah, and I don't know what happened. Fell through. Never contacted me back. So maybe they don't want to be on my show. You know, I don't.
Well, they probably ran out of propane in the ready heater in the garage. And they-
Yeah, could have. You
Because
know,
that's
well,
the other thing that's
he
the
was
other
going
thing
to
that's
do
on
the
YouTube.
Godzilla, and Chris was going to do the coyote. You know,
Yeah.
so. But that's so I don't know what happened there. I didn't even. I assumed that they wanted to do it. They would have got a hold of me, you know. But
Well, to get them on, you got to change the name again to the Sam Oxford Jr. Racing Garage.
garage, right?
Everybody's got a
Bar-
show
no,
called Garage.
Barn. We're going to be a barn find, and
Well,
I'm
barn-
going to
Barn find a garage. Yeah, we're in like Flint. I'm if they're in the garage that much, here's my question: don't they have any friends? Do they know women? Are they married? Are they?
I don't see any women. I don't see any women in those shows. You know.
No. Well, we used to have an all girls garage, but they've all scattered. You know, and
you could get
tough.
Jenny. You could get Jenny in there to.
Oh yeah, yeah. She told me if Ford sends me my walking papers, the first thing that's happening, I'm going to be out in that garage. I've got parts to cars I haven't owned in 20 years. Why? Why do I have them, Sam?
How big a garage do you have?
I only got a 2.5 car. Now, I know some friends that I'm storing things at, and I don't tell her that. Yeah. So, all right. So, all of you guys out there, don't tell me if you're working on your Ford or your race car, don't lie to Sam and John Clor. Just don't do it, because we know that you stash stuff at friends' houses.
That's right.
And you know a guy with a pole barn. Don't be lying to us and making like we're the crazy people.
Yeah,
you guys have all done it. Everybody out there has done that, Sam.
Like we found something, you know. It's we found them.
Yeah, because we hang out with the same guys, and you know, Now
What
I
do you
admit when Sam, I did get a chance. You know, I bought my first new Mustang. I had a bunch of old ones, and for whatever reason, I told you I had the rarest first generation Mustang in the United States for a couple of years. It was the only Mustang in the U.S. that weighed 6,000 pounds because 2,000 was the car and 4,000 was Bondo.
buy?
Rid of that.
That's right.
So
And all-
finally, when I got, yeah, and I blew them up and wrecked them, and you know everybody did, right? They were just used cars back then.
right.
You know, they weren't. We didn't think, oh, what did you save your '68 Mustang? No, it was a used car. I got it for $300.
Right.
Now they're a fastback is what 60,000 for a rust bucket.
Yeah. Yeah. God. I tell you, if you know what I sold some race cars for, I can't even believe it. I must have been crazy. You know, I mean, honestly, I had an AFX Comet went for
Oh wow!
$4,000. You know?
You can't buy tires. You can't buy tires for $4,000.
It was like crazy, you know. But we didn't. I mean, we're just on to the next car.
Yeah,
But then say, what did we even sell it for? You know, I mean, we should have kept it. You know.
yeah, and then sometimes you get sentimental. You know, that was my first car, and I want to.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Not until you're long retired and you don't have enough money, you should really be putting it in your 401k.
Think about it.
We don't care.
Hey, that 65 Comet that we had, the AFX Comet, sold for $313,000.
Oh, Sam.
Yeah, oh Sam is right. You know, Sam, you dumbass.
Oh, what the heck? You'd be buying me a lemonade. Oh,
I'd buy you a whole case of them. You know.
well, isn't it weird now? And the question, so my wife was telling me, you know, you should sell all your cars because, you know, our son's like in their late 30s now. Those kids aren't going to want the cars you liked. She said, you know, in 10 years, your cars aren't going to be worth anything. Everybody's going to drive everything with Duracell batteries in it. And and I said, Jenny, that's such a negative point of view. She goes, well, you know, it's true, John. We had a bunch of friends in the Galaxy Club. These guys are about 10 years older than me. And as they passed, their wife would call me up and say, John, anybody wants my husband's Galaxy? It's an XL. It's, you know, $50,000-$60,000 car. And now they're going to go. And now they're only doing like 30 or 40,000 because the buyers are gone. You know, they're.
Oh, that's right. You know,
there's no more. It's like street rods. I mean, do you like street rods, Sam?
I no, not me particular. No, I'm not a street rod person. You know,
there was a time when that was a big deal.
Coyotes in a Galaxy or something. You know, I mean, that's cool.
But there was a time in your youth where the guys with the small block Chevy and a 32 Ford.
Okay, yeah, right.
You know, but those are some guys are putting up $80,000-$90,000 in a custom build, and then when they pass away, they take it over to Gateway Classic Cars. And they're asking $100,000, and they're not getting even 60. You know,
but I did see on what is that? Bring a Trailer website, and the other week there was a old box T-Bird. I think what it'd be 58 or 59, something like that.
Yep, the Square Bird
had a SOHC in it. It was the coolest thing you've ever seen. You know,
I love Square Birds. They're beautiful.
Oh yeah.
A stock motor. Wow.
Once in a while, you can find one that has a 430 in it, Lincoln engine in it. But
I did hang out before I knew Club Connect was going to get transferred over to something on the Ford portal. I attended several of the Thunderbird conventions, and at one of them, I did see a Square Bird. I think he had a built FE. His dad raced Square Birds.
Yeah.
And he said those cars, they were unibody cars.
Right. Yeah.
And he said he fell in love with them. A 35-year-old kid, his dad passed away. He got both and the big block, and somebody put in a manual shift 4-speed on the floor, which they didn't make, obviously.
Right. Yeah.
It was so beautiful. And the engine swap looked like it was a Ford factory deal. 312s were great, even the 312 dual quad. Right. But having a built 390 with dual quads or a 428 Police Interceptor, that's a different story.
That's a whole different game, But
so I know. But you keep telling me about your love for Coyote.
Well,
now we're
they
fourth
ain't
gen.
quite big enough for me. I'm like a little more cubic inches to it, like,
Well, yeah, but they make all kinds of power if you put a blower on it.
yeah, I know, but you eventually get to a point where it makes a whole lot of power and it dumps it on the track. That's
Well,
what,
yeah, and so we used to do this when we did the SVT program. We did. I know after we graduated out of Cobra Light, and we got into that Focus, and we were up against the Civic Si, and it became a matter of when the Lightning went against the SRT Dodge with their Hemi in it. We have more horsepower, but how much of it do you put to the pavement?
yeah,
So in the quarter mile, you can take off and smoke those tires all the way down the track. But if the other car goes, it's gone. You
yeah,
lose.
it's a little different story at that point.
And you as a drag racer know if the power doesn't get somehow connected,
It don't happen, So
who needs it? Who needs it?
it's cool, man. It's
Yeah, you got to figure out a way to get it to the ground. And now with that kind of ungodly, there's no tire that'll put 1,000 horsepower to the ground on, and now they have this launch control.
yeah, yeah.
I remember if just above your glasses and your hairline, that's the Sam Oxer launch control.
You're right.
In
That's exactly right, buddy.
that was your launch control.
We got no computer back then.
No, but I mean, I hear it works. I don't
Yeah,
know.
It does, but not as exciting though.
Do you prefer automatic, or do you still like driving a manual and mashing those gears down the track?
Well, I like manual, but they have automatics now that you don't even have to have a brain to operate them. They operate them themselves. It's sick. It's crazy.
You put them on autopilot.
That's basically
Hands
what
off the
they're
wheel.
doing.
Let go of the steering wheel.
And when you get back to the pitch, you whip out the laptop, and now you say, okay, I need a little more here.
Yeah.
Take a little less out of here, and we got it. It'll be okay next run.
Yeah, I mean, it's what I loved about drag racing as a kid was you go to the track and your buddy beats you, so you go back and go, oh man, I forgot to take the spare tire out of my truck. So I'm going to take the spare out. Then he beats you again, and I'm going to take the back seat out. And nowadays, we got to tune. They got this computer, and they take you back there and they tune the fuel with the computer, and it's just there's nothing by the seat of the pants stuff anymore.
No, that's gone. There's no you don't do it that way anymore. That's
Well, the other question I had for you, out your way, and are you losing a lot of your drag strips? So we're out, all the tracks are gone now.
Oh yeah. Well,
they're closing them. They're closing them down.
The biggest one was just I don't even think 30 minutes from me that ran there for years and years, and they sold the property off, and so it just wound up gone, and that was 75 and 80. It happened to be at crossroads of Route 75 and Route 80, but it was in the triangle of Baltimore, Hagerstown, and DC. So it was ideally located for people. And then Aquasco down further south, that was gone, and shoot, there's plenty of other ones. They're barely hanging on, but
and the ones that aren't up for sale for a developer to come in and put condos on the property, it's that the encroachment from the neighborhoods get too close, and they go, hey, we can hear those cars, and they're a noise pollution. And that's how they shut you down, Sam.
Yeah, that's what they do to get enough signatures. That
noise pollution. Yeah. I said, look, lady, I heard they made a device that makes the inside of your car quieter in her mouth. Okay, ladies, go ahead and send me the hate mail. It's an old joke from 1974. So go ahead and send it in. It's a joke.
Repeat that joke again.
Everybody's wife backseat drives them. We know that.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Right.
And you'll show that she's doing this the whole time. And I finally, all you just got to stop and say, would you like to drive and make decisions? Otherwise.
Oh, no. You're doing fine. You're doing fine.
The extra brake pedal on the passenger side. And then she does my wife, she likes to do the Supremes You remember the Supremes in Motown?
Yeah.
She does a imitation. She goes, "Stop in the name." She keeps using her hand like when I've got to
Right.
stop. She wants me to apply the brake earlier.
The car in front of you is a quarter mile away.
Yeah. Hey, there's some taillights coming on down there a couple miles away. Hit the brake.
That's what they do.
Look, ladies, we love you. We understand. You're just fearful and you don't want anything happening to us because you think we've lost all of our reflexes. But
especially to them.
Right. Yeah. No, so it's just a different world. And nowadays, kids get a high-powered car and they do street takeovers with their Hemi Chargers. They don't have any idea about, going to the track, having competition, drag racing in a safe environment that's legal. It's just a shame communities don't support the automobile because the automobile is, everybody hates it. The government wants to regulate it to death.
Yeah.
And now in 2026, Sam, we're going to have sensors to look into your eyes to see, hey, are you good enough to drive, or I'll shut your car off remotely.
Is there anything there?
If you're using Benadryl, they think you're half drunk.
Right.
So, don't want any more sensors.
Right.
I don't want backseat driving. I just, on a Sunday, I want to put some premium in my Mustang, find a 2-laner, go up, roll the 4-speed through the gears, hear it, come home, and have a beer.
Hey,
what's wrong with
it? That's all you need,
Or a Sam Oxer Jr. lemonade at the Carlisle Ford Nationals. That's what I'll take.
There we go, buddy. All right. Listen,
will I see you there?
We have a date, whatever. I have to look on the line and see what day it is, but it doesn't matter. But,
well, I hope to see you there. I hope to see everybody else there. If you guys want to know how that is, your shows were legendary there. I love that. Maybe we can try to resurrect something, or we'll do another Mustang Owners podcast, Sam, and have you on as one of our guests. Because like I say up there, everybody's got a Mustang story.
Yeah,
and they're all great ones. And bless Ford Motor Company for continuing to make a real Mustang pony car, even though none of us can afford it anymore.
They're nice to look at.
They're pretty. And they're fast, and I'm just hoping, maybe it's time for Mustang 3, smaller, lighter, and affordable. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know about. They're not looking for that one.
No,
Ford isn't looking for that one.
No, Ford's not.
Everyone else is looking for it. Yeah.
For the racers, they're looking forward to F1 and Bronco, and we're going to go back to Le Mans. We're going to race a Mustang this time instead of a Ford GT.
There's at least. Maybe 2,000-3,000 people that really sort of like.
It's not. It's not. GTD is a $350,000 car, and if you go to Le Mans, you got a few bucks to get over there, and that's great. But it's not a V6 Ford GT supercar; it's a V8 Mustang now, and I kind of get that, but it's a upper echelon, the 2% sports, and the farther sports get away from us, like hockey tickets, $100 a ticket, or baseball, the Super Bowl, $1,000 a seat. Pretty soon they're going to take it out of the reach of all of us. And
they just about got it out of my reach.
Right. Yeah, that's why we watch the Sam Oxer Jr. racing show or the Mustang Owners podcast on YouTube to bring us back to wonderful times. Yeah,
no, that's right.
We'll keep telling those stories, Sam. All right, brother.
Up now, and we'll. Hopefully, whoever's listening will see us at Carlisle. That'll be our next. That's not really that far off.
No,
first week.
See everybody there.
Yep. Right. All right, John. We thank you again for being on here, and we'll see you then. And I'm going to end it now, and I'll get it back online. You'll be able to take a look at it. So anyway. Thank everyone. And remember, like, subscribe, share, and view on Facebook. So anyway, thank you guys. Have a good evening.